Hello, awesome friends. My name is Lindsey, and I'm the founder of World Changing Kids, and my pronouns are she and her. And this is my TV show called Kindness in Action with Lindsey. And in this TV show, I interview amazing people here in the Ottawa community doing great things to make the world a better place. And today I'm so excited to have my guests, who are Aaron and SJ from the Revel Academy. And we are going to talk about the awesome initiative that they are doing with the Ottawa Children's Business Fair. So with that, should we just jump in with talking about the Ottawa Children's Business Fair? Okay, go ahead, take it over. Tell me what it is, where it's happening, when it's happening.
All right, so the Ottawa Children's Business Fair, similar to what it sounds, is a collection of young entrepreneurs from 5 to 18 that run businesses in a one-day event. It's going to be happening on Sunday, May 15th, so pretty soon actually, at the Horticulture Building at Lansdowne.
Beautiful. And what are the hours? Is it?
The hours that it's going to be open is from 10 to 1, though entrepreneurs can come before that to set up their booths and clean up after.
Okay. And how many entrepreneurs do you have signed up for it?
Pretty sure we have about 55.
Ooh. And you're probably not taking any more signups for this year, right?
No, we're not taking any more. Registration closed not too long ago. Just probably a bit too close to the fair to be able to set up properly for that.
Very true. But if anybody's watching this and says, oh, wow, I wish I was part of it, you got to jump on board, follow. Do you have Ottawa Business Fair on Instagram and Facebook? And
we have it on Facebook and Instagram, and we also have a mailing list if you're interested for next year.
Okay. I'll put
up on our website. You can fill in the mailing list. And so anytime we open up registration or there's any important announcements, the mailing list gets that information.
Okay, perfect. So I will make sure to put that when I share this. I'll put that in a little description of it so everyone has that. So I got to be a mentor a couple of years ago, I guess before COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our last event. So that was our third event. This year will be our fourth year. We did have to take a little break due to COVID, but we're so excited to be back this year. And you did such an incredible job as a mentor. We're so happy to have you back yet again this year, Lindsey.
Yes, I'm so excited. It was so lovely. You asked me to kind of come in and do just a small shift. And I think I stayed for the whole thing because I was in love with everything. So yeah, as a mentor, I got assigned about probably 3 or 4 businesses. And I walked around and I gave feedback and, talked with the youth who were running them. And it was amazing. Do you have some examples of the kind of businesses that are going to be involved this year? Do you want to share kind of 3 or 4?
I have seen a couple jewelry booths, but there have been very varied kinds of them. They've all found a way to make their booths unique.
Okay.
There's also a lot more food businesses this year than we've had before.
Okay.
So a lot more public health.
We've seen there's some woodworking. One boy is making wooden swords. We have a couple entrepreneurs here actually to speak with you as well. And one of them is selling herbs and the other one has snacks. And I believe, are you doing games as well, maybe?
Yeah.
So there's even some that are services instead of products.
Wow. Yeah. So cool. You know what I'm thinking we should do? And maybe we should have started with this. Do you want to explain where you are right now, Aaron, and what you run, like what the Revel Academy is?
Oh, sure.
And then, because then we can, when we introduce the other learners that you have, it'll make more sense as to why I'm talking to you, awesome group.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So I'm Erin. I'm the head of school at Revel Academy. It is a school I started 5 years ago, mainly for my own kids. I just saw that there were a lot of changes I wanted made in the educational system. And unfortunately, I didn't feel the changes were happening quickly enough for my comfort. So I created a school. We had 8 kids our first year, and now we're at 55. And it's a pretty incredible place to learn. It's self-paced and mastery-based, so we don't do the typical grade levels. You are where you are, and we help you progress at your pace, while also honoring your uniqueness and your individual path. Not everybody has the same journey, and so we try and honor that. We don't do homework. We don't do report card grades. We really feel that our learners are much more than a mark. And it's really hard to show how creative and kind and empathetic they are in that way. So we really try to look at everything more critically and tweak things. And some of our experiments go well, some of them don't, but that's, you know, what we think the way education should be going.
And that's the way real life is too. You try it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it might not work, you try it again. I'm all about that with World Changing Kids. Yeah. So I think I don't know when you and I first met, but I feel like I've been following you for 5 years, like since
You came in, I believe, our second year to
Yeah.
do some kindness workshops.
Yes.
Because again, that is what we're striving for. We're striving for our learners to, again, get to know who they are and feel comfortable with it and grounded in that, especially before they go into middle school and high school, having that sense of confidence and self. But also, we want them to be good people who are going to make a difference in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So you let me come in and I was running. This is where I just make things up with World Changing Kids. I'm like, hey, Erin, can I try this? And you said yes. I was running family social justice workshops. And so we brought in my friend Brigitte to talk about homelessness. And then we did an act of kindness together where we painted these paintings to auction off at her auction she was having. We brought in Caitlin to talk about the Northern Birthday Box Project. And we made a birthday box to send up to a child in a remote northern community. Amazing. And it's funny because those things kind of morphed into all this online stuff I'm doing during COVID. So you were a huge part of my journey and like where this is all going. So yes. And I also have to tell another story that when I brought my daughter and her friend in the first time and you gave them the beautiful tour of your school and you showed them a robot that's controlled by an iPad and some stationary bikes I think you're allowed to use when you want to, and the reading room, the two girls came back and said, well, we are going to write our letters of resignation to our principal and we are going to start coming to Erin's school. I was like, oh yes. I haven't done it yet, but yes, I do love what you're doing so much. Yeah. And part of that is you are empowering all the learners at your school with this Ottawa Children's Business Fair. And what I love about it is actually SJ that I've been emailing with about it. Yeah. SJ emailed me directly. So what is your role, SJ, in this Ottawa Children's Business Fair?
Well, currently I'm coordinating it for the first year. So mostly learning the ropes and understanding what it actually takes to do that.
Okay. Yeah. And how old are you now?
I am currently 14.
14. Okay. So you have been emailing all the mentors and asking them, inviting them to come. Have you been dealing directly with Lansdowne as well?
Yes, we have. Some of the things I'm not allowed to deal with being 14,
right.
But a lot of it I have been involved with. So that's.
Yeah, I think the only thing I had to do so far is sign the contracts, but you have, so SJ has secured our sponsors. She's doing all of the communication with the entrepreneurs. She led our kickoff event online last week. So, and she is a great job. Sorry. I'm proud.
Yes,
she's worked really, really hard, and she's been an entrepreneur the last 3 years at the event, and so she knows what it takes and knows that side of it. So she was a perfect choice when we were looking for a coordinator.
Thank you.
I love it. Yes, it's exactly what the world should be. That's you're learning the ropes every year. You'll be taking on more, and then you'll probably be passing it on to the younger learners as you move on to other things too. I love it. Anything else you want to say about the event? So people can come and just browse, right? Do you buy a ticket? How does it work?
You can pretty much just come anytime during the fair. Again, it's from 10 to 1 on May 15th.
Okay.
So anytime if you want to come in there, the businesses are going to be up and running. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, sorry. So yeah, feel free to come in and browse. They are cash-based businesses, so I would bring cash along with you though, because I think it'll be very hard to only browse.
Yes, I was going to say we can shop too, right? We can come.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and we can support these amazing young entrepreneurs. Show them that we are there for them and that they're amazing, and that we're proud of them as a community. I think that's an important thing we should do for all the kids because they are all our kids. So bring cash. That's good to know because I never have cash on me. And it's at Lansdowne, which is just an awesome place to spend your Sunday too. It's a great venue. So that is an invite to everybody. You don't have to be part of the business fair or part of Revel Academy. All of Ottawa is invited. We want you all there to support the kids in this project. Now, so you said you had 2 learners who want to share a little bit about what they are bringing to the fair?
Yep.
Yeah, so we have actually 2 siblings who have run a business the last few years.
Okay.
So this will be their 3rd time doing it, I believe. And then we have another learner who this is her very first time who also wanted to share. So
Okay, let's jump into that then.
perfect.
Trying to watch the time. We only have half an hour, so yes.
So Olivia and Jeremy, go right up at it.
Okay,
I don't want to take that.
Olivia and Jeremy, perfect. Hello, Olivia and Jeremy. And Lindsey.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so tell me all about your business.
Well, our business is called the Joy Store.
Okay.
It stands for Jeremy, Olivia, and you.
Love it.
And one of the things we will be selling is like it's a service. We will be selling like you can play games to win, like you could win stuffies maybe. And we also sell popcorn.
Okay, so you sell popcorn and it's a service. So what kind of games do we get to play?
Well, it's like kind of games that we made.
You made up the games too? Are they like board games? Are they quizzes, contests?
Well, they're usually like short games, like maybe like
I made a game where like there's a box and then you reach into it and there's a bunch of different like pieces of paper with different faces on them. Like it's like a smiley face or like a mad face.
so like it's kind of like it's usually luck but like when you play the games, you can also win prizes like stuffies. So
Okay. So they're kind of like games of chance.
Mhm.
Yeah, cool. And then the popcorn that you're selling, do you make the popcorn? Are there different flavors? How does that work?
We don't make the popcorn,
Okay.
but we do sell like you could get a big bag or like a small big bag or a small bag.
Okay, awesome. So everybody who comes to the event should check out your booth for a chance to win prizes, for some
Yes.
fun games to play, and for some popcorn.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. And I love the name, Joy. So go look for the booth. You'll have a sign that says Joy, right? And
we have a sign that says like "Welcome to the Joy Store."
oh, the Joy Store. I love it. All right. Anything else you want to tell us about your booth? Any other important points?
Well, 80% of the money that we get, we're going to donate to the dog shelter.
So because we also have a dog named Joyju, so
Oh, that's
So
lovely.
it's just a coincidence.
yeah, it's just a coincidence.
Just a coincidence. Okay. And did you get your dog from the shelter?
No.
No. Okay, that's not the shelter but that's okay. You're now supporting a shelter in honor of your dog. I love it. Will you have a picture of your dog at your booth?
I don't
Not
think
of
so.
it? Don't think so. Okay. All right, cool. So 80% going to the dog shelter. I love it. Congratulations. I'm excited. I'll come visit you. I'll be there. I'll be there on the Sunday and I'll come visit you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. I'm excited for our next guest. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
And so you are brand new. This is your first year at the business fair, right?
Yes, this is my first year. My name is Liv.
Liv. Okay.
I will be selling herbs. My name is Bloom Garden. I'm
Okay.
going to be doing it with my cousin. I sell a few different types. I'm still in the process of growing them, but I had to repot some, so I think they're doing pretty well. I sell Genovese sea basil, blue spice basil, maybe even I'm going to be selling mammoth sunflowers, and they can get like really big if you've ever heard of them.
Okay. Like, are they the ones that go like 7 feet tall even?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen very tall sunflowers before.
Okay. And have you grown these then from seeds? Did you start this
Yeah.
like weeks ago, I guess?
Yeah, I started a few weeks ago. I've been taking care of them. We have a little greenhouse, a mini greenhouse, one outdoor and one in our house.
Okay.
It's still warming up, so we have to keep my plants in the indoor greenhouse because
Okay.
it's still a little cold at night for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we have a couple more weeks till the
Yeah.
event. How big will your sunflowers be by the time you're ready to sell them?
I'm not quite sure, but they're I don't know, they're pretty big right now.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know, kind of.
Yeah. Is it like kind of, are they like that big so far? Do you think?
They almost I don't know, kind of like this tall.
Okay.
Little droopy because I need to repot them. They're in a very tiny pot.
Okay.
How big they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to get a sunflower because I have tried and I've never successfully grown one. So the fact that yours already has like a head start, maybe that'll make me more successful.
Yeah, the squirrels always going after those.
Oh, we have a lot of squirrels in our backyard. We have a nest right in the tree and a lot of squirrels. So that's probably what does me in. And rabbits too. So many rabbits in our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's okay. They deserve to live too. We just have to work together, right? Figure out how to live together. So what was your booth called again?
Bloom Garden.
Bloom Garden. Okay. And you're gonna have herbs. So the basil, is that like different flavors of basil?
Well, the blue spice basil is kind of like a bluey purple. They are quite different, so I bet if you look hard, you'll be able to tell the two apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then do they have different flavors a little bit? Like is one spicy or is that why it's called blue spice?
I'm actually not sure. I've never tried growing either of these types of basil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try those because I love basil.
Yeah.
Imagine making pesto with like a different flavored one.
Yeah, that would be fun to experiment with.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. We have a huge pesto fan in our house, but we have recently, well, not that recently, we've become vegetarian as a household. And the pesto we used to get, apparently the cheese in it is not 100% vegetarian. So we are looking for a new pesto. And I wonder, I need to play around with more recipes. And then if I get your different basil, maybe that'll be the thing that makes it as good as the one we've had to give up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to have the plants for sale. We come with cash, bring our own bag. We'll walk out with a couple plants. And do you think, like, as of May 15th, I mean, I guess we don't know what the weather's going to be by then, but would we be ready to plant them outside right away? Or do you think, should they stay inside for a bit? What's your advice?
It depends actually how they're doing. If you have a really protective spot for them, because most of them are quite tiny.
Okay.
And still growing. So you might want to keep them inside for a little bit longer. The mammoth sunflowers, by the time you have them, you might be able to kind of protect them and plant them outside because they are quite big. But I don't know. Depends how big they get and
I guess you can tell us that at the event. You'll have better information and data then, eh? But we can keep them inside if we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been gardening? When did you start learning all this?
Well, I love helping my parents garden in the spring and summer. We have a ton of garden beds, a big space. We have many gardens, so there's tons of stuff to do with the gardens and cleaning, yard work,
And is it food mostly?
There are some flowers. There are some flowers, but we do plant vegetables and stuff, which is, we plant a couple different things.
Okay. And then you get to eat it. You get to harvest it and eat it right away.
Yes.
I love that. I have to get into it. I don't have any. I did tomatoes one year. You know what I did? I did tomatoes. There was this project years ago, I think when my son was in grade 3 and now he's in grade 9. And Chris Hadfield went to space. Aaron, I don't know if you remember this story. Chris Hadfield went to space with some tomato seeds and took them up to the space station with him. And then when he came back, schools could sign up and you could get the space seed, the space tomatoes, and regular tomatoes, and you planted them, and you were supposed to, see if there was a difference in the growing. Yeah, and then our school sold our space tomatoes, and I had some of those for a while. It was pretty cool.
That's so cool.
It was pretty awesome. I wish that I had been better and kept the seeds and kept that going, but I think, gardening is one of the things on my to-do list, is to learn how to grow food better. I love that you know how to do it at your age. You're going to change the world just with that knowledge. All right. Do you have anything else you want to add, or do you think that's all the good info they need?
I think that's all.
Okay. Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you then on the 15th.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Aaron and SJ, do you want to pop back in? Perfect. Oh, switch sides. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah. So I'm super excited about the Ottawa Children's Business Fair. Is there anything else we need to say about that? I think we
covered a lot of it.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is that it's just a great opportunity for kids to be empowered. Parents are not allowed to sell, to market. It all needs to be coming from the learner. This is their business and they need to have full ownership of it. So I think this is one of the few events that really, really highlights that and makes it actually part of our contract when you sign on as an entrepreneur. And so that is pretty great. The other thing that, again, I think sets it apart from a lot of other events is the mentorship. So, the fact that you come in, Lindsey, is a huge part of this event. Getting feedback from a mentor who is an entrepreneur and asking those questions and making them think deeper about what they would change and do differently next time. Would they stick with this business? Talking a lot about sweat equity. If it takes them like 18 hours to make this one thing they're selling for $1, is it worth it?
Right.
So really thinking through all of the financial principles, the marketing, and then again, the communication and person's, the people skills that they have to have while selling. It's a lot to put on their plates, but they're incredible. They can do it. So
they are. And it fits into all of my beliefs of what we should be doing, the whole community connection. And our kids need to know that we support them and that we think they're awesome. And everyone in the community has a role to play in that. You don't have to be a teacher.
No.
Everybody. Yeah. Like you're bringing in the business, entrepreneurs. Yeah. And just regular people too can walk through and cheer our kids on. That's what I love about it. Not that anyone's regular. Everybody has their own gift. They're not the best word. Just everyone, every member of the community, yes, of all ages should come through and support our kids.
Yes.
Now, so if we've said everything about the business fair, we do have a few more minutes, and I would love to just talk to you about Revel Academy.
I'm just going to go ahead and let these learners go back to their what we're working on. SJ and I can stick around. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I just would love to chat with you if you want to stick around for a bit to talk about Revel Academy, because I do love it. I've learned so much from following your posts and about what education can be and what the good things we can bring in. And another amazing, just before the pandemic, actually the last thing I did before the pandemic was come to you with, do you remember? So it was the University of Ottawa.
Yes, the teacher education came in.
Yeah. So the students learning, oh my gosh, I wish I had all the words for this. I should have looked this up before this interview, but the teacher candidates, yeah, that's what you said, learning at Ottawa U to become teachers came in, and we had a group of World Changing Kids youth present to them. And then we did group actions to help make the world a better place, again, led by the youth. So we made scarves out of fleece, no-sew fleece scarves to give to people experiencing homelessness, and made wrapping paper out of newspaper to help the environment, Don't know if you remember that, SJ. That was a long time ago. And made pictures of chickens to sell for the Hera mission to bring more employment and sustainable employment opportunities to Asembo Bay in Kenya. So that was awesome.
That was a really fun event.
It was really fun. And then that was the January, I think. And then we got
yes.
into the world after that. Yeah. So what else are you doing? Anything else exciting at Revel that you want to talk about?
Always. So we just started our high school program this year. And so we are now JK all the way through. So SJ and another learner were our first high school learners. And it's been really fun reimagining again what high school can and should look like. And how that is different for every single learner. So we have this set curriculum in Ontario. And again, it doesn't always speak to each person. And there's often ways that if we just were able to tweak it, it can speak to each person. So our current learners are very much into world building. And so we can do so many things with geography and storytelling and fashion design and digital art and cartography, all of these really, really cool things, but in a way that they are passionate and excited to do it. And so it's been really, really fun. They even call themselves kind of like my experimenters or my guinea pigs, because we're trying a bunch of different things, trying to get out of the school as much as possible, and really live and see and be exposed to a ton of different things. Because as a 14 and 15-year-old, you don't necessarily know where you want to go to university. And so being, again, put in a little box right in the beginning, it's a little scary, intimidating, and not really fair.
Right.
So,
right. And I love, there's so much you can do with fashion. And the kids in my Upstanders Academy program are, younger, kind of 8 to 13. But a lot of them are fascinated with fashion, and that can turn into like environmental activism too, right? Are you looking into some of that stuff? Like
absolutely,
sustainable fabrics and different, using fruit waste to make leather for shoes. Like this is going on in the world. It's amazing.
Yeah, or even looking at we did a big biomimicry quest last year, and looking about like how can we look to nature to solve a lot of our problems right now. And so they went through a whole they came up with their problem that they wanted to solve. Some of them looked at the UN global goals to try and figure out what their problem was, or some had something that they were already passionate about. And then if this is the problem, where in nature can we find that they've kind of got it figured out and humans haven't figured it out yet? So that's been pretty fun. And then they prototype and make it better. And again, all those presentation skills, where they're trying to persuade us to buy into their option. It's pretty exciting.
Such a more engaging way than doing worksheets, for example.
Exactly.
Yes, I love it. I love everything about it. We have 2 minutes. I'm trying to watch the time too and wrap up, without being cut off. It reminds me though of Braiding Sweetgrass. Have you read Braiding Sweetgrass?
Love that book.
Yeah, love it.
Yes.
I read it twice. I could read it a third time. I could read it every day. And that's the idea that we should be looking to the plants and, the non-human beings we share this planet with, because they can teach us
a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That book changed my thinking more than any other book I've ever read. It was incredible.
We've got 3 different middle schoolers reading that one right now for their deep book. And they've all come to me saying, the storytelling is engaging and I'm learning so much, and yet it's botany and it's indigenous culture and they're loving it.
And it's poetry. I feel her writing is it's so poetic. The chapter about the salamanders and then tying that into the war. Wow. That was so powerful. Yeah. I love that one. That's amazing that your students are reading that. I actually did do a session of my Upstanders where I summarized the Burning Cascade Head chapter with them. Okay. And I had videos that tied in to further explain. I'll send you the stuff I did and see if your learners want to go through it.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. The kids were totally engaged and totally got it. And the idea that, you took away the natural habitat for salmon, and then you tried to create salmon hatcheries and grow salmon where they shouldn't grow. And it's all we can't do that. We can't do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's a beautiful way to end with talking about Braiding Sweetgrass. So with that, unless we have 10 seconds left, any last minute things, or are we good?
If anything, thank you so much for getting word out about the event. We're excited to see everybody.
Yes. I'm so excited to see you in person. It'll be amazing. And I will put all the important links when I share the video.
Thank you so
Right.
much,
Thank
Lindsey,
you.
for your time.
Thank you. Lovely to see you.
Bye.
Goodbye.